Welcome back, beautiful Bravehearts all over the world. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf. I want to ask you a question. These are the what ifs, right? What if we truly loved ourselves unconditionally? Unconditionally. What if we loved ourselves unconditionally? You know, some of you probably think, if you're watching this for the first time, what a flake. What a flake. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. The reason why we're in this mess is because, I'm telling you right now, 99 out of 100 people judge themselves so harshly, their family, their friends, and the world. This is not a justice system. There's no justice system unless you walk the path of the heart. You know, we know about Buddha. He looked for peace. We know Jesus. Jesus was unconditional love. We know this, that if you walk the path of the heart, you have infinite possibility and you're not going to make mistakes, that you have to go back and clean a mess up or clean a relationship up with a family member or with anybody else. What if you had unconditional love for yourself and you had it for others? What if you didn't go around blapping about love, okay? Because love is just an ingredient. It's what you do with it that matters. Okay? What if you were never offended because somebody else had different belief systems than yours? Wow, wouldn't that be something? Because look I see it all the time. Everybody's bloody well offended because their religion is the one, or their nationality, or their color, or their belief system, or their diet, or whatever the case may be. Understand something. This world, okay, was built like this. Different religions, different colors, different ethnic groups, different languages, and it was all to create war. I know that you have probably a different belief system, but actually, do you think it creates war? Do you understand that most wars are religious wars, or political wars, or they're based on money? What if money, okay, wasn't your big thing? And you know what? People who say, I hate money, well, the reality is you don't want to hate anything. I hate money. Oh, really? You hate money. How do you hate money? Well, I hate money. Well, you might hate it because of what it does to people. The reality is I know that if I don't make money, then my website doesn't stay open. Braveheart Nation app doesn't get released this July the 8th. I don't open up my brand new studio that I'm going to be welcoming practitioners and leaders of the world to come and do their master classes. I wouldn't have that. I am with you though. I understand this, that guess what? We actually don't need money. We don't need money down here, but most people will never buy into this, that there'll always be money down here, because guess what? So that we will compete against each other. Listen, I've got practitioners that I've taught that want to compete against me. Okay? I'm not in competition with anyone. They can compete against me all day long, or, oh, how about this? I mean, the actual big pharma thinks we're in competition with each other because they keep attacking me. And the media, it keeps attacking me as well, because guess what? I'm supposedly a threat. So the reality, what if we actually really did love ourselves and we didn't love money? What if we actually didn't make people guilty about things? What if we weren't judgmental? Okay? What if we stopped watching all TV? What if everything that we watch was only to inspire us, to turn on our imagination, to turn on our heart? Because actually most people aren't turning on their heart, they're turning on their heart and destroying it. Because most people don't realize this. But on this planet, don't seek love, become love. Don't seek it. I don't go seeking love. You know, most of my life I spent seeking love. And all I came up was short, because nobody can love me permanently. No one can be there when I need the love. And love is, oh my gosh, it's such a high healing emotion. So the reality is guess what? Right now we got turbo disease all over the place, right? Okay? And I want to talk about turbo cancer in a minute here, but turbo cancer wouldn't even exist if you had unconditional love for yourself first and foremost, and you filled up your own heart, because you wouldn't be making these dumb ass choices. Because we would never ever pick surgery or chemo or radiation if we had unconditional love for ourselves, because the vibration doesn't match. You're going to pick these things because your vibration is so low. And I don't care. You can say, oh, well, Jennifer did that, but she's such a beautiful person and she just loves everyone. But she doesn't really love herself. Most people don't have enough value, okay, to make it through this life-threatening adventure called planet Earth. I'm dedicating the rest of my life to do whatever I can to touch everyone, to touch their heart, to touch the God spot in their heart, and see if we can get that spark going. And you need to understand something. All the systems out there are just meant to feed off of us and sell us off by the pound, if you haven't noticed. I mean, how could 92% of the population have an autoimmune disease? How can 8-year-olds have adult onset diabetes or fatty liver? And I could keep going, but that's not what I'm wanting to talk about. I'm wanting to talk about this, is that you have to change. You have to mind your own business. You have to recycle your own energy. Look at, a lot of people believe that it's this that's causing all the turbo cancer. Understand something, even if that didn't exist, we'd still have turbo cancer with all of the so-called false evidence appearing real, all the fear that they create out there. And for God's sakes, there's never going to be not a war on this planet, okay? Do you want to get this? Do you want to live in a fairy tale story? Or do you want to understand something? From the beginning of time, man has always been at war with themselves, each other, to the point that they will kill their brothers and sisters and not even know them or know why, really. Okay, but made up stories. Does anybody notice that we spill so much blood on this planet? Not just our own and others, but even the way we eat. And I'm not sticking up for Bill Gates and his bug theory. I mean, God, he's the bug. Understand that. But the reality is, because he vibrates as low as a bug, but the reality is this, okay? Have we spilt enough blood yet? And we terrorize ourselves, we terrorize each other. And yes, okay, there's turbo cancer, but turbo cancer is not just from this. And this plays a part. But understand something, it's not the biggest part. The biggest part is anxiety, it's not stress. I mean, I have stress every day, but I look at stress as an adventure, and I really do, guys, all right? Because guess what, my life is so full, and I create things that people go, really? You're going to try to do that? Well, I don't want to do anything except what everybody's going, really? You're going to try to do that? I said I was going to create the biggest health app on this planet that was going to have more truth and have more master classes and more guidance, more technologies, more strategies, right to even the point this, that you can actually come on my new Braveheart Nation app as of any time after August the 8th. And you can find yourself a spirit partner, not a soulmate. I don't even know what that is, soulmate my butt. You know what? My partner and I, Lori, we are spirit partners, okay? All right? We don't get into the man and wife disagreements, okay? The same argument over and over again. We're understanding that we come together as two spirit beings, and guess what we're doing? We're going, hey, we got this. No matter where they try to block us, where they try to rock us, we'll stay connected to our heart, connected to our breath, and we will figure this out, because this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure that we're going to win. And we're going to have a slight smile on our face no matter how many people are suffering on the planet, no matter how many wars are going on the planet, no matter how many people have poverty consciousness or how many people have sick beliefs, because understand something. I'm not telling you you're sick in the head, but if you're sick, it's because what's in your head. Your beliefs. If you're poor, it's because what's in your head. If you're rich, it's because you believe that you can be that way. It's true, okay? If you have unlimited thinking, it's because your beliefs will hold that. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about cancer for a second. I talked about this a little bit, but remember this, how they said that there's a gene, okay? And if you have this gene that you're going to get breast cancer. Well, that's not even true. And we know of very big people in Hollywood that have removed their breasts because it's called prevention. I was sitting at a table at a relative's house, and one of the relatives says, I'm going out with a woman, and she's getting her breasts removed, and it's only for prevention. At least now she can get her breasts removed and she'll never ever have cancer. Now, is she stupid? No. Is this a corrupt belief that has been going through the ages? Come on. There's not even any genetic cancers. There's no genetic cancers. It's epigenetic. That's already been proven. So whether you believe this or not, we're creating the biggest platform with the most powerful people in health around the world, and we're all coming together with not how much money we can make or how much ego we can feed, because we don't believe in ego. Okay, you can't kill the ego. You can kill yourself properly. And people who have actually, you say, oh, they have an ego, well, they have lack of confidence. And that's what I believe. And the reality is we're all coming together for one reason. We're coming together because guess what? We want to end this. We want to end this. And how do you end it? Well, you got to have a different belief system. If you believe in cancer, you're going to get it. If you believe in disease, you're going to get it. If you believe that money's hard to make, it's going to be. If you believe that you have trouble paying your bills, it's going to be that way. If you believe that you need to go see your medical doctor every month, or you need to go for checkups, because checkups are what's going to keep you well, actually they're going to keep you in hell, because when you go, you're all excited, oh, it's not there. And then you're going to go again in 6 months or whatever he says or deems that you should. And the reality is, if you took on a perfect day, hey, let me ask you a question. Before Big Pharma came in and the medical system came to being, why don't you go back and do your statistics? Why don't you just go back into the late 1880s? Would you do that for me? Just go back 120 years, okay, because that's as long as the medical system's really been around, and find out something that there wasn't any autoimmune diseases. Oh yeah, there was infections and things like that, but it was all sanitary stuff. It was because the plumbing wasn't good and people weren't sanitary. And that doesn't mean using bacterial soap, by the way, thank you very much, or underarm deodorant. We're talking about things were not sanitary. A lot of the waste was right outside their door, or they didn't have proper plumbing. Understand something, whether you believe this or not, the plumber saved the world, thank you very much. It was not the medical doctor, it was not Big Pharma, and it was not antibiotics. It was the plumber when we got the plumbing right. And if you were to get your plumbing right in your body, okay, and you weren't rotting out in your core and your pelvis, you would not have 95% of the illnesses and the surgeries that you do have. 95% of all surgery doesn't have to be done if you had a perfect day diet, if your mind wasn't a riot, if you actually had love and care for yourself. But you really don't. And understand something. The majority of the people that come to me, they treat this like just some vehicle. They don't even treat they treat their vehicle better with a filter change, an oil change. You know, oh, I love my car. Well, what about loving your body? Because we've been programmed not to love our bodies. And understand something. I am more interested in my spirit than my body, but this meat suit, I'm going to look after it. And I'm going to make sure that I protect it and respect it, and nobody's going to poison it. And I'm not going to poison it. And understand, you'll poison it without thought. You'll poison it without thought. You'll poison it because just to get a little bit of love from a family member or a friend, or to be accepted, okay? Everybody's looking for approval, right? I don't need anybody's approval to know that I am not harming or injuring anyone, but I do piss a lot of people off. Because the reality is, if you don't conform to the norm and your belief systems don't fit, then guess what? Then they're gonna have a big fit. As we all know, if you follow me, you know that, I'm continually, there's eruptions. Well, of course, because guess what, honey? It's all about the money. And the reality is, it's not about the money with me. We have a DOD 5-star healing and training, and I'm going to tell you something right now. We average, for just even staying at our place, it's almost 1/3 of what we should charge. The next thing, I'm not trying to tell you I'm a good guy. I'm trying to tell you, we got to make things affordable. And how much do I really need? And the reality is if you noticed, we'll have sales up to 50%, even 60% on my website. Why? Because guess what? They have what's called inflation. There's no inflation. It's only taxation because they're just printing money like crazy because they need to destroy the US dollar, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And digital's going to come in, but most people have their head in the sand and they're not doing anything to actually prepare for this. Oh, and then the majority of the population is going to be in shock, and then like back in the 30s where everybody's jumping off of bridges and jumping out of windows and doing themselves in, this is what's going to happen again. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. The reality is this: what if we really did love ourselves and we loved each other? I try to share all my information, and I try to make sure that it is truthful as truthful can be, because guess what? You know what? You got to pull back 100 curtains to get to the truth. Remember something, that these so-called psycho tyrants, okay, that actually work for this entity that's been here since the beginning of time, and they get these people to actually sign a blood pact with them, believe it or not. You might start off with the government low and work your way up, and as you work your way up, you will compromise everything in your life. Why? Power and money. And I don't want power, and guess what? I only want the money to do my Braveheart Nation mission around the world. And people can think, well, he's up to something, or he's got something going on, but we're all going to find out, aren't we? We're going to find out over the next few years that, guess what? There is a whole group called Braveheart Nation, and this morning I was on a meeting with about another 8 people that are very powerful. They are really powerful people in the healing world, more powerful than I am right now, bigger platforms. And they're coming on Braveheart Nation platform, and they're going to be bringing other people onto this platform. And then I can kind of sit back, and then we can bring on new people that have the roar of a lion or a lioness, and that want to come on, and they want to have their voice heard. And guess what? There's 8 billion of us. Who would ever think there was? You'd think that there was only 80,000 of us for the way that we act and attack ourselves and each other. The reality is there's 8 billion of us, probably 250,000 of these psychos, and they get together. They don't even like each other, like you probably don't like me, who knows? But the reality is they know that, guess what? We need to strategize. They're also very calm, and they're very patient. One generation will strategize for the next generation so that they can hold the power and keep harvesting the humans on this planet. You may not like my one a day today, but the reality is if you want to know why I do what I do, it's because whether you like it, I love you. The reality is we were born of the same creator. It doesn't matter what religion or what belief system. If you don't like me, do like me. We were born by them, by the same creator. And I am going to, guess what? I am going to love everyone as much as I can with my spirit. And I'm going to go out there and offer this and offer everything we have. And the people that are coming on my platform, they're going to be offering everything that they can to everybody out there. If we were actually family, what a bunch of BS. Family is everything. What does that mean? I see most families in the house, they're ripping each other apart. They're poisoning each other on an emotional, physical, mental level. Okay? All right? And then as far as anybody outside the home, would we really help that person? Or guess what? When they actually create an economic crash, or they start not putting the food in the supermarkets because BlackRock owns all the supermarket chains. And you know why they call it the Black Rock? Because it's the death rock. It's heavy. It sinks to the bottom, and it's black. There's your clue. Would we really turn on each other? Well, we turned on each other back in the Depression. Will we turn on each other again? Probably. We're moving as fast as we can with this Braveheart Nation app. We are giving out the perfect day guide to everybody free if you go to pdgfree.com. Understand something. You are beautiful, and you should start treating yourself that way. Take a look at my Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. It might just save your life. Get yourself a love band. Wear a slight smile all day long. Connect to the Lionheart's breath. And do not opt in to anybody trying to terrorize you to get your adrenaline going. Did you hear about the war? Did you hear about this? Oh my God, did you hear about Jennifer? No. And I don't want to. Tell me how we're going to help Jennifer.
Tell me how we're going to help her, how we're not going to feed off a drama trauma story. What the heck are you even doing watching the news? And then there's so much alternative news that just scares the living crap out of people. What if you minded your own business from the moment you rise till you close your eyes on a nutritional, physical, and emotional, financial level? Guess what would happen? You'd rock your world. You'd rock your world. As soon as you believe in everybody else's terrorizing, horrifying stories, you become that. And whether you believe this or not, okay, the mind rules everything. There isn't anyone out there that doesn't have a physical disease that wasn't caused by their mind. Let me give you a clue. Breast cancer younger than 45 in the United States of America. Data from cancer.org. In 2019, 26,660 women had breast cancer. And understand something right now, I'm right. It's all about anxiety, and it's all about taking your drama, trauma, childhood stories and repeating them over and over again, that they become the most prominent, dominant beliefs, and then listening to these so-called doctors that tell you that you have only so long to live, or there's no cure. And there isn't any cures for anything. The cure is an inside job, and it's called creating a perfect day and repeating it throughout your life. So I get that part, but the reality is nobody should be allowed to give you a death sentence or say there's nothing we can do for you. Well, they may not be lying, because guess what? That's all they know. And remember something, the maximum that a medical doctor gets is a half an hour of nutrition. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then you want to call them a doctor. They're physicians and surgeons. Let's make that perfectly clear. And then people will go, well, you're not a real doctor, Daryl. You're a fraud. Why? Because I'm not a medical doctor? Well, of course I'm not a medical doctor. I never want to be a medical doctor. Okay? Because that's not even a doctor. So I guess none of us are doctors. How's that? Let's just make us, none of us are doctors. A doctor is a teacher. A doctor is who teaches someone. Instead of giving them fish, they give them the rod. And that's what we do with The Perfect Day. And it's free. It's pdgfree.com. Go read it and then challenge me. Come on my show, whether you're a layperson, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a scientist, whether you're a philosopher, doesn't matter. Call me up. Come on my show, 469-861-8884 on WhatsApp. It's a USA phone number. Okay, come. Or call my 800 number, extension 5. Challenge me. Tell me I'm not right. But how do you fight logic? 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. So, data from cancer.org, 2019, 26,660 women had breast cancer. Now, you need to understand this. First of all, the Rothschilds, not the Rothschilds, but in Europe, yes, but in the United States, the Rockefellers, they started the cancer, okay? They started the Cancer Society. You do know that, right? Because the more you talk about something, the more you're going to have it. And then when Nixon declared war on cancer, it went through the roof because he got everybody running, jumping, cutting their hair for it, okay, and now we buy chocolate bars, GMO sugar, and we give $5 to fight cancer, and we never ever fight cancer. You don't want to fight anything. You want to love your body. If you want to get rid of something like stage 4 inflammation, which that is, or stage 5, it's stage 4 or stage 5 inflammation, you love your body and it leaves forever. You want to go fight the cancer? Well, maybe the willpower, maybe really dumping all the nutrition into it or doing the chemo, the radiation can kill it, but it'll come back in your face. It was about learning how to honor, love, and respect yourself. That's all it was. And guess what? That's what they stole from us as soon as we got here. As soon as we're in the womb, they were making the tomb. If you think I'm kidding, it's all in my book. I lay it out. And I'm not trying to make the world look bad because I love my life. I love the people in my life. And are the people in my life, do they love themselves? No, most of them don't. Are most of them killing themselves? Yes. Are most of them poisoning themselves and their families? Yes. And do I love them unconditionally? Yes. Do I keep my mouth shut when I'm at the table and it's Thanksgiving or at any other celebration? Yes, I know absolutely nothing. So let's look at it. 2019, 26,660, and it wouldn't be there if the Rockefellers didn't open up the Cancer Association of the United States, would it? And then if Nixon wouldn't have done a war on cancer, and he already knew that if you get people involved in something and you create all this frustration and anxiety, you just make it worse. And then when they decided, oh my God, look at this, breast cancer, wow. And that's the one that they just shoot through the roof. They spend all their marketing on. They quadrupled the marketing on it. And guess what? When they did, it quadrupled the breast cancer. Don't believe me, but it's all about marketing, isn't it? Really? I mean, seriously? If I had the money and I wanted to market the Perfect Day Guide, well, on TV, well, you have to be the people who print the money, okay? Are the people that have the money for the commercials on TV. They own the TV. They own Hollywood. They own all the movies. They own it all. But they're never going to own me. But they own the majority of the population. So 2019, 26,660 people had breast cancer. 2020, 26,500. It dropped 100. Well, because you know what? It just did. Things were kind of okay then. 2021, 26,510 people. Oh, we only had 10 people more the year later. Oh, does anybody know what happened in 2022? Don't tell me that the V caused this. It didn't. It was the stress from the C, the COVID, that caused this. The lockdowns, the masks, terrorizing our children, okay? Telling they're going to kick the door down and come for them. Why do you think the word parent? Because parents, you're only renting your children. The government, they say they own your children. Parent. It's all in the words. Understand something. Watch how you speak, because it's all in the words. And they've got us speaking words that we think we're making positive statements. And if you actually pull the words apart, it's all about manipulation. Okay? It's psychological warfare that people don't even know is going on, which I teach in my Whole Life Coach course, which is coming up in Stewart. It's called the Whole Life Coach Health Course, and anybody can take it. And it's in Stewart, Florida. It starts on June the 5th, and I will be giving free lectures. I'll go over that in a minute. So remember what I said. 2021 was 26,510. It only went up 10 people extra the next year with breast cancer. 2022, when they unleashed, okay, calm down, Daryl, calm down. When they unleashed the COVID, and they said that there was this virus that was going to annihilate, why didn't people look in the dictionary? Virus stands for poison. That's not even alive. A virus can't jump 1 inch, less 6 feet. I'm not going to get into that today, but understand something right now. There are tons of different detergents and soaps made by your cells to get rid of heavy metals and chemicals and GMOs. Not bacteria, not fungus, and not worms. And guess what? The fungus and the worms and the bacteria in your body won't even eat a virus, because most of these are man-made. Are you with me? So between the negative frequencies they're creating, like 5G, and all the other frequencies out there, HARP, and listen to me. A virus is just you dripping from some orifice and getting mucus and getting things trying to run to get rid of these chemical poisons and these actual frequencies that are in your tissues out. Anyways, are you ready? 2023, we jumped from 47,000. 2022 was 47,000. 2023, 297,000. And the year wasn't even over. This was done in October. There was 2 more months of calculations. I don't have them. You think about that. So 2019, there was 26,660. And then in 2023, we were over 10 times the amount. 10 times. That's 1,000% increase. That was not from the V, okay? That was from psychological warfare. And understand something. If you didn't react, you wouldn't attack. If you weren't offended, you wouldn't attack. If you understood that when you have any type of fear, okay, false evidence appearing real, and when you believe that you're being chased by a tiger, even though it is here mentally, emotionally, you're going to have the same results as if you were. And understand something. How many times a day were people worried about things and stressed out? How much stressed are they now? Where do you think all this turbo cancer? Where do you think the turbo diabetes is coming? Where do you think the turbo heart disease is coming from? Where do you think the turbo COVID flu is coming from? Look at, everybody's looking at the so-called science on how we were supposedly poisoned, but it's the self-poisoning that is 95% of this. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Do you hear my voice is a little bit raspy? Well, I never missed a beat, but I ran myself down about 4 days ago and I hit the wall. Oh, now I'm even going to clean things up better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to love myself even more, care for myself even more. You know, so I have a bit of a head cold, but it's not going to lay me out because I don't believe in the flu. You're going to get the flu because you're influenced. You're influenced. I mean, it's all in the words. Pull them apart. Influenced. Nobody catches the flu. It's impossible to catch the flu from someone. But you can be influenced to catch it. And you can be influenced to catch cancer, heart disease. Okay? My mother had lung cancer. My father had leukemia. And he had 3 heart surgeries. I haven't had any surgeries in my life. Okay, when I was of the age of 25, 23, 24, 25, in there, I can't tell you exactly. But you know what? I still believe that I was going to get all these diseases. And it's all just a lie because there are no genetic diseases. And there are like about 5 of them, okay? One is hemophilia. But understand something, but there's only really 5 and there hardly anybody has them. But none of the rest of them are actually genetic. And listen, the medical system's never going to give up their genetic BS, belief system, because they did what was called the Genome Project, which cost them millions of dollars, and it came up Zippo. They couldn't find any because you didn't hear about it, and it was taxpayers, American taxpayers paid for it, and you didn't hear a thing, did you? I'm not giving money to anybody. I'm taking all the money that I do make, and I'm going to create this Braveheart Nation app, and I am going to welcome everybody from any nationality, any religion, any color, anywhere around the world to come on. And if they've got something, a gift that they want to give to the world, they can come on and have a show. We are going to create the most beautiful app. And you know what? People are going to have to pay something like a little fee, you know, because if you actually pay like $1.99 or $4.99, then the AI bots, they can't cross that barrier. So it's not even about the money, but the reality is we got to keep the bots out because now it's a private thing. And that's why I'll be able to welcome everybody that so-called controversial people, okay, that have been taken off every platform that actually have the most beautiful hearts and the most beautiful minds and all they've wanted to do is help. We will have them on this Braveheart Nation app. So understand something, it's not over yet. So for most people, the true information about the economy is being hidden. And one morning they're going to wake up and they're going to be really shocked. I'm not telling you to go there, but go to my BHN, Braveheart Nation, BHN, Telegram. It's called BHN The Ripple Effect. Go watch some of the videos. I don't know, you know, what are we going to do when, and I mean this, a minimum of 60% of the middle income earners, okay, that pay for most of the taxes in America, okay, all right, are going to become down to the poverty level overnight because there's no strategy here. You know when they told you to save your money, okay, in the bank? Oops. You know when they told you they were going to keep an eye on your illness? Oops. Nobody can keep an eye on your illness. You own this meat suit. Every choice and decision you make from the moment you rise till you close your eyes is going to be the determining factor, okay, of your life. The determining factor of your life. And if you're not willing to change your personality, then you'll never, ever, ever have a new reality. If you're not willing to step outside your family, if you're not willing to step outside your friends, if you're not wanting more high vibrational than the 5 people you hang around with, then you're always going to be the same. You might lose weight, but you're just going to gain it back because it wasn't weight, it was inflammation and infection. And inflammation and infection is going to go in the wrong direction, called mutation. And there is only one cause of cancer, and it's called inflammation. And inflammation is a fire that eats up oxygen. And when you're 35% or less deficient in oxygen in your cells, that's when you get it. And that's when your mitochondria calcify, and they can't create the ATP for the energy for you to get out of bed or heal again. And understand something, anybody out there that has hacked this and understands the strategy on how to get the energy back into these people that can't heal, because guess what, for one thing, they're not depressed. They're just running the same anxious BS program. We can't help you. There's nothing we can do for you. Or they keep going to the same natural health practitioners that are superficial. You've got to, guess what? Take massive personal action. You got to know what you're doing. The art of healing, once one is really sick, it's an art. So make sure when you check a practitioner, you make sure they look healthy, they act healthy. You make sure they've got a background where they can show you their track record, and make sure this, that they've got their heart into it. And when it comes to you getting consulted, are they going to be there for you when you've got questions? Because going for a consultation from a naturopath or from any practitioner, okay, and then getting a big bag of products and going home, that doesn't work. That's a disappointment. And you know why? Because most natural health practitioners work the same as a medical practitioner. And that says, come see me. Okay, this is where you stand. See you later. If something's broken, come back. No, that's not it. Unless you learn how to become, okay, the hero instead of the victim, the practitioner instead of the patient, get ready. It's going to be a bumpy ride. That's all I can say. And this is why I want to bring on people that are leaders in the industry all over the world. And we will create a Braveheart Nation. And I will step back. It's a lot of work, you know, believe it or not. It's a lot of work to come on and do these videos. It's a lot of work to write this stuff. And you know, there's other people out there that are doing amazing things, and they're different from me. Because there's so many different ways to climb the mountain. There's people on here right now that go, oh, I love this guy. Oh, no, I think he sucks. He's too abrasive, okay? He's too much for me. So the reality is what we want to do is bring you a whole buffet of Braveheart heroes all over the world, okay? So that you can select where you want to go, how you want to climb that mountain. I just want you to climb the mountain. And I want you to know that you can climb the mountain. I want you to put the flag in at the top, okay? And understand something. And I want to have a whole team of people that are going to help you get over every ledge, okay? Just understand something. You can't call us too often. We do care. We don't have to know you to love you. And that is the secret of you having a beautiful life, is that you don't have to know someone to love them. You think about it. But first, you must unconditionally love yourself. You've got to get rid of the sinner's syndrome. You've got to get rid of the guilt. You've got to get rid of all of the stuff that is choking you and keeping your vibration down. And everything that you eat and everything you drink leaves the body. So you better make sure that it has high frequency and it's packed with light. High frequency, packed with light. We are light energy, electrical magnetic beings.
And understand, if you think that you can get enough nutrition from your food, you wouldn't be able to keep up with me for one day. And you know what? You go ahead and you compare yourself to the majority of the population and then say you're doing great, and I'll tell you, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. Because 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself, which means the person is attacking themselves here, and they don't even know it. We were grown to be harvested. Do you not see that? Do you not see that the government has made no headway? There's nobody there really fighting for you. You're still just waiting for the hero to come. There's no hero coming. There's absolutely no hero coming. You have to be the hero and be it right now. And guess what? If some other hero comes for you, some white knight on a big white steed, okay, to save your life, then I'm wrong, and that's great. But guess what? Wouldn't it be great if you were your own hero? Wouldn't it be great if you were your own doctor? Wouldn't it be great if you functioned only from the heart and not the mind? Because you have to function from the heart only, okay, for 2 to 5 years until you change the belief systems that you got in the first 0 to 7 years. Because I don't care if you're 80 years old, because I get people coming to me right now. I've got a gentleman who's 72 years old with me right now, and he's got stage 4 trachea inflammation they call cancer. But I said, we're not fighting cancer with you. He's at the DOD 5-star healing retreat right now. You should see how he looks after 2 days. Celsonic cardio med bed, perfect day diet, red light therapy, Bioptron, non-surgical, and we do have the highest vibrational nutraceuticals. And he knows he's in the right place. So he wanted to come for 2 weeks. I said, no, you got to come for 3 weeks. And guess what? And we, and then I said, Sage and I, Dr. Sage Wolf and myself, will be teaching courses in Stuart, Florida, a Whole Life Coach course. If you're interested, you might want to check it out, Whole Life Health Coach course. Anybody can take it. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical, he'll be teaching that. I said, you can just stay in the house here and utilize the equipment, get the juices, swim in the structured saltwater pool. Just stay here long enough and strong enough, even for a month, that when you go home, you fell in love with yourself so much, you won't compromise yourself for pie and ice cream, for a shot of scotch, okay? Or for a meal that's going to bloat you and rot inside of you. You have to be here long enough and strong enough that you create a belief system that you actually matter, that you come first for the first time in your life. And if you come second, then guess what? You're going to slip into that 6-foot hole. Most people will never, ever, 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 ever think about their health until it's almost too late. As I said to this gentleman, I said, listen, you know what? Your whole life, and he didn't tell me this, I said, your whole life was based on your financial and business success. He goes, how did you know? I go, it's easy to tell. It's easy to tell. You can look at his body, you look at it, the shape he's in, and you can see that he believed that that suffering was worth the financial goals and being successful. And I said, you could have had all of it. You would have had just as much money or more, and you could have spent money by eating right and nutritionally looking after yourself. Whenever I take the time to meditate, pray, stretch, do my pelvic stretches, my crab stretch, clapping, the ultimate coffee enema, when I take the time to do this, I get these downloads, and I've never lost anything. Everybody, you've all been taught to work yourself to death. How does it feel? Tell me we haven't. For one thing, I already told you, we don't need money and we don't need to work ourselves to death. There's enough for everybody down here, but there never will be, because there's an entity that that's got a blood pact with all of the people high up in government, and most of the corporations, they're all owned by them. Seriously. I mean, everything. You can't go anywhere, read anything, hear anything, do anything without them always trying to poison us, because they believe they own us and they feed off of us. I'll keep telling my story. You know, there'll be people out there that go, you know what, I'm starting to get it, okay, all right? There is no hero coming. And the reality is this, we got to not act like the majority of the population. We have to act like the minority of the minority. That's right. That's right. So you can believe this or not. Okay. So what did I eat yesterday? Well, I drink a lot. Like right now, here, look at this. Okay. This is my second one. This is beetroot carrot. And this is almost 2 liters, right? This morning, I also did 2 liters of structured hydrogen water. And I put Black Gold, Ormus Minerals in it. Of course, I took my Merigen this morning. And I do my other nutraceuticals. Because if you actually think that you can go to the supermarket and buy fruits and vegetables and the food that is in a supermarket and you're getting enough nutrition, you can forget it. You've got to pay for high vibrational nutritional. I mean, in my perfect day, okay, 1 a day supplement, there's 150 different nutrients in there. If a person just did that and they just did my Beyond Ormus Minerals, they're going to have more nutrition just by taking those 2 things for 1 day than they would get all week long from food. Now, whether you like it or not, they're raping the soil, they're raping the food, they're dementing the food. So there goes your money. So yesterday I went and what did I do? I ordered a baked potato, okay, and with coconut oil and sea salt at the Aylmer restaurant in Zihuatanejo. And then I also ordered minestrone soup without the pasta, just the vegetables in it. It's absolutely delicious. Big bowl. I ate that. I couldn't eat the baked potato, so I gave that to Sage. He ate part of it because he was eating a big meal too. Then I went home and I had a half a melt of cantaloupe. And how am I doing? How am I doing? So understand, I'm going to eat the best that I can, high nutritional, and I'm going to drink high nutritional, but I'm going to take my nutraceuticals, okay? Let me tell you something right now. There's nothing that we have that can ever harm you. There's nothing we do that will ever harm you. But still, I'm a threat, right? To who? Understand, you need to take a look at the way you live and understand this. You're so-called, you are good, I have good bowel movements. Well, forget that. How many people do you poop with? I have a great diet. Well, you're comparing yourself to people that are poisoning themselves every day. And that's the truth. You have to really ramp this up. But the problem is you got to be patient because you're an addict. We're all addicts on this planet. We're addicts. So just get that. Oh, I don't do drugs. You're still an addict. All the drugs that are in the processed foods and everything they hide in there and the sugars. You know, somebody said to me, so what causes dementia? I said, well, the main thing is sugar. Yeah, but I thought it was mold or fungus. I said, well, that's because after a while, from doing all the sugars and the chemicals and the poisons, the brain tissue becomes a low vibrational tissue and it just welcomes everything from parasites to fungus. And then fungus is like a magnet to heavy metals. So, you know, the whole thing becomes a domino effect. Anyways, I'm going to be bringing somebody on. It's called Real People, Real Healing. And this is one of my practitioners. His name is Angel. And his wife is dealing with stage 4 inflammation. Okay? So I'm going to be doing that live in just a few minutes. All right? I'm going to go over a couple things because, believe it or not, not tomorrow, but Thursday morning, I'm flying to Mexico. And then I will be in Calgary on Friday. And then I will be lecturing all day in Calgary. It's called A Day with the Doc. You can go to braveheartnation.com. It's free. Or you can watch online. I'll be online as well. I put everything online. Okay? And understand something. Get into alignment. Get online with us and get into alignment. Okay? All right? So just know, everybody, I'll be doing a whole life coach certification, Wolf non-surgical certification by Dr. Sage Wolf, and Lorraine will be doing a pelvic restoration disease prevention in Stuart, Florida, okay, on June the 5th. Okay, Coffs Harbor, August the 7th. Ixtapa, Mexico will be October the 17th. Stuart, Florida, if you're interested, we have 4 spots left in the Whole Life. No, we only got 2 spots left in the Whole Life Health Coach Certified. Only 2 in mine. In Dr. Sage Wolf's, we've got 4 spots left for the Wolf non-surgical. It is the most powerful. My therapist, the only therapist to give a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that'll outdo everything they've ever done. How's that?
Because understand something, if you know how to get the calcium back in the bones and turn the scar tissue back into connective tissue, that's all it is. Okay, right from arthritis to you needing surgery to a fibroid or tumor, that's all it's made out of. And just one is the same thing and it just gets worse. First, your body sends you love messages. Why don't you care? I don't know how to care for you. And guess what? Then it goes to what you call symptoms. Then you go and you call it a disease. And then you call it a life-threatening autoimmune disease. And then you call it a critical condition. And it all started off as a message that you don't even understand because you believe the pain is your enemy, when actually it's a GPS telling you where you stand. But you went and numbed it out with drugs, so the inflammation kept raging on in your body, but you didn't feel it because you shut off the gut-brain connection to your brain. Okay. We'll be in, get in touch with Stuart, get in touch with Debbie, that's her phone number, or Dina, and then Coffs Harbour, Australia, it'll be Thora Klein, and then at Stop in Mexico, it'll be me. You can call me or you can call our office and they'll give you, if you're scared of me, some people are scared of me, or they go, oh my God, I'm so nervous to talk to you. You're like, what did they say? I don't know, but I'm not. I poop, I eat, I'm just a normal guy, okay? Wanting to teach all his brothers, sisters that they can become their own hero, their own practitioner, and that's it. I'm just a normal guy. Hey, Daryl, can you help me? And don't come on and go, oh, I don't mean to take your time. You need to take my time. You know that? Don't apologize. They want us apologizing. Never say sorry again. If you do something, really do something where you hurt somebody intentionally, just say, I apologize. And how can I make it up to you? But get rid of sorry. It's low vibrational. And in Canada where I'm going, I was just there lecturing and I'm going back right now, but I won't be back there until next April. And I'll tell you something. Since COVID, now they don't say sorry. They say, I'm so sorry. Whoa, that is so negative to their body. You have no idea. All words have meanings, have vibration. Okay? All right. And we reduced all our prices, and they're in the currency of the country that we're teaching, and we reduced our prices by 40%. Okay, just so you know, everyone, because everybody's taking a you-know-what kicking, all right? And the reality is this, the show must go on. Just because they want to put a chokehold on us, we don't want it. So we want to finish these courses, okay, all right? And we're going to finish them. We're going to go to them. If it means we break even, okay, we'll break even. That's it. So who are the courses for? Well, those who want to become a practitioner and always said, no, I don't think I can. It's going to cost me hundreds of thousands and years. That is not true. That is not true. When you take my whole life health coach certified the first time, it's only a 9-day course, and you get your perfect day practitioner's manual, you come on our Q&As, you have our total support, we build your website at cost. I'm not going to keep going on. We're creating an army, and guess what? You can believe whatever you want. You got to go to school for years, you got to spend tons of money, you got to be government approved. Really? Have we had enough of that yet? Okay, when are we really going to understand this? That which created the universe created us, and it's called logic. Logic. So tell me, when you went to school from grade 1 to 12, how much of that really meant anything? How long do you think it would have taken in that 12 years to learn the real important things? I'm just giving you an example. So we have tons of people going from nurses to doctors coming because they're going to natural. You know, we had an oncologist just 3 courses ago. All right? And he came because he wanted to understand how we actually pull fibroids and tumors apart, and how the actual fibroid and tumor is actually created from the invisible and goes back to it. Because he called me up before he took the course and said, okay, I saw what you did on that video, Dr. Wolf. And I want to tell you, where did the tumor go to? Because you reduced the size of it by 30% in just 30 minutes. I said it went to where it came from. It came from the invisible. It's a storage shed, first, of emotional and mental dysfunctional belief systems, and the invisible becomes physical. The psychological rules the biological, And the reality is we were turning it back into beautiful live connective tissue, and we were getting the calcium back into the bones, melting the lactic acid, and turning the scar tissue back into full of blood supply, lymph supply, and the spirit would flow properly. And I won't get into it too deep because people go, spirit, well, what do you think your electrical conductivity is? Well, the only reason why I'm here is because my spirit is flowing in here, and understand the more physical blocks I have, the more I block that. Okay, next, natural therapist, you want to raise the bar. How many people out there are doing body work but can't give a money back guarantee? How many people out there can actually reduce a fibroid by 30%? How many people can give a money back guarantee that you're not going to hip surgery, you're not going to spinal surgery, you're not going to have carpal tunnel surgery, you're not going to have a shoulder surgery? Because it's all beef jerky scar tissue that once you bring back, see, we don't heal anyone. We bring back what they had in their body before the damage. Do you understand? We sell nutraceuticals because we're replacing what we had 100 years ago, and it's been stripped from the soil, from the food, and you. Okay? Patient to practitioner. Well, my God. Why wouldn't you want to take my whole life health coach and actually emotionally, nutritionally, and physically know how to master the perfect day from the moment you rise till you close your eyes? And then if you decide to take the Wolf Non-Surgical, this is that book right here. This is as good as any university book, but it's logical. An 8-year-old can understand this, okay? Anybody can take this course and rock this thing better than any other body worker out there. And I'm not putting anybody down, and I don't know everybody, but I'm talking about in general. When you learn how to do Wolf Non-Surgical, you can take a fibroid apart, you can reverse arthritis, carpal tunnel syndrome, how about this, herniated disc. I can keep going if you want. It doesn't matter where it is in the body. It still comes from the same premise. Excuse me. So patient to practitioner. So guess what? What if you were to come and take my course, Whole Life Health Coach, and you didn't go and try to tell everybody what to do, but you mastered loving and caring for yourself? Wow. Do you think that would have a difference on your family, your friends, your children? Okay. And what if you were already, and what if you wanted to come and take the Wolf Non-Surgical, even if you didn't want to do it for a living? What if you were able to actually fix everybody's physical problems? And when I say fix everybody's physical problems, I won't say 100%, but I'll say at least 95%, okay? Because 95% of all surgery that's done doesn't have to be done. It was all just a setup. Thank you very much. Look at what we've become, okay? All right? Why do you think the word funeral has fun in it? Because they're having a lot of fun. You think I'm kidding? Okay. Anyways, let's keep moving. So I'll be doing a day with the doc, and that will be in Calgary, and you can get in touch with Lorraine, okay? It'll be at the Acadia Recreation Complex. It's from 9:30 is the meet and greet until 10 o'clock, and then till 5 we do it. I'll be coming on live too, so let people know, all right? Okay, let me just go back one. Okay, and then here, I'll be going to Stuart, Florida. And in Stuart, Florida, this is my agenda, okay? So you can see all the lectures we're doing. I'm doing a night lecture, how to heal yourself, okay? And then I'm doing a day with the doc, that's all day long. And then Dr. Sage Wolf, Reverse the Irreversible, and why Wolf Non-Surgical is the most powerful work, and why we're going to guarantee the first time you come to us for the treatment that we will outshoot that and will go beyond your expectations. Pelvic restoration, it's a 3-day, okay, Dr. Sage Wolf, his is 12 days, mine is 9 days. My course is 9 days, his is 12 days. And Lorraine, she's going to be doing a lecture, pelvic restoration as well. And her course is 3 days. It's a master class only for women, how to rock the Holy Grail, okay? And you might want to check her show out, all right? Dr. Sage Wolf will be on later today. He'll be doing the actual BHN Power Pack show, okay, with some of the other practitioners. Don't forget, guys, you can download it for free, or you can buy it for $95 shipped right to your door. Perfect day guide, okay? All right?
This is where I live, Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and we run what's called the DoD 5-star. And these are all the different things we do there. I don't want to go through them right now, but if you go to DoD5star.com, you can find out how you can come to Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, stay in our DoD 5-star retreat, and you can come from just for a juice fast, water fast. You can come for a couples training, personalized Wolf non-surgical training, Wolf non-surgical certification, one-on-one, athletic non-surgical, pelvic-free pelvic restoration, and Wolf non-surgical training. And like I said, we had a couple that just left on Saturday, and they came for couples training where they get emotional, nutritional, and they learned how to do the Wolf non-surgical. She had neck problems for over 12 years, and they went everywhere, all right? Just know what we did, okay? Just know that he understands it. He knows how to do Wolf non-surgical, the husband, and Jill knows how to do it as well. Now they're gonna do it on each other, and that eliminated us, didn't it? And they also learned how to do the perfect day. From the moment they rise until they close their eyes, they also learn about the couple's connection. They learn about the emotional training with themselves and each other so they can come together as two spirit beings. Okay? All right. So anyways, like I said, we have personalized healing and relaxation getaway, advanced water fast, or organic juice fast. Okay? What a healing. What a holiday. And you can check out the pictures of what our DoD 5-star looks like. We also have a structured saltwater pool, the most healing water you can get into. And if you can't come to us, Dr. Sage will come to you, and he will actually come to you anywhere in the world, okay, to do personal certifications and personal treatment and trainings, okay? All right? And if you ever have any testimonials that you want to share, and it doesn't have to be about our products, about our body work or our therapies, but just something you did for yourself. You know, I want to share real testimonials with people. So it could be anything. It doesn't have to be about our stuff, but send it to them because we'd like to put it up on our website. Okay? Every Tuesday, okay, 1 second. This is Lorraine, her show. Pelvic restoration for men and women. All right, let me just get through this. Our app is going to be released on August the 8th. It is the biggest app in the world, health app, okay? And you'll find out why when we release it. We've been working on it for almost 2 years now. Okay, so the only permanent health care is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. It's not selfish, guys. It's being centered into yourself. You can't give what you're not. You want to give, don't you? You want to show people the way? Well, then you've got to first love yourself. That's the deal, isn't it? Remember when you were hating on yourself? You weren't loving yourself? How were you treating others? You were trying to do your best, but you weren't really loving, were you? When you love your life, when you love yourself, when nothing can rock you, you can stay aligned. There's no bumps in the road because you're not going to take things personal anymore, and you don't need approval from someone to just have the best life ever. Together we are stronger. We are Braveheart Nation. So let's take a look at this. Can you bring the slide up so they can see it? This is the Braveheart Oath that I put together years ago. You can make your own. I would suggest you put this on your mirror in your bathroom. If you could say this 10 times in the morning when you wake up and 10 times before you go to bed, you think that would change your life? Rafa, bring it up, and let's, those of you who are willing, read it with me and read it out loud and read it proud, okay? All right, and if you want to tweak something because you have different belief systems, you go right ahead. But just give love a chance, would you? I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes,
I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for joining me. We got this when we come together.
Welcome back, Bravehearts. This video is dedicated to the true caretakers of this planet, all the Braveheart women. It is entitled, I Am Woman. Let me just say this. I know that I am not a woman, but I want to tell you what I think about women. You are beautiful. You are smart, funny, kind, and you are unique. There will never be another like you. You are love and affection. You are never too much, but always enough. You are more precious than any diamond. You are the most amazing of all God's creations. You are worth more than you could ever imagine. Your value is more precious than all the earthly things. You are powerful. You are strong. You are more than capable of doing anything and being everything. So now, you must rise to take your place by taking back your feminine power. To do this, you must take massive action in finding true inner peace and totally accepting who you are, from the inside out and from the outside in. This is the most priceless gift that you can give to yourself. Feminine power is creation, courage, confidence, spirit, strength, sustenance, energy, and enthusiasm, and empathy. There is an old Eastern saying that when women are respected, gods make their home. Unless feminine respect is restored on this earthly plane, Earth will no longer be our home. Feminine energy must rise above masculine energy for balance to be restored on all levels. Women are not respected. Their power has been stripped from them, along with their health, from a healthcare system that does not care for women. For women to rise up, they must speak up. They must no longer shut up or be shut down. If we intend the world to wake up, to grow up, women must lead the way and return us to nature's way and universal law, leaving man-made rules behind. For 25,000 years, women embraced their feminine power, but 5,000 years ago, women's power began to be stripped away by male-dominated religious beliefs, and this brings me to today. To add fuel to the fire, men have lost their place a long time ago when they were no longer needed to protect their home against invaders or bring food home for the hunt. Look at the condition that the majority of families are in because men do not guard the home against corporations and systems that are tearing the family fabric apart on a physical, emotional, and spirit level. To this day, women are still not being respected and are being dominated by the male ego on an emotional and physical level, as you will soon see when we discuss the health care of women. Over this 5,000-year period, violence increased against women as their power was systematically taken from them, which to this day has not been restored. The male ego declared war 5,000 years ago on the power of the feminine, and it continues to this day, as we can see in politics, religion, and other man-made systems in society, such as the medical system. During this male-dominated period, myths were created and told in ways that emphasized the use of violence against women, which led to their loss of power personally and socially. The tipping point to discrediting women was the witch burnings. These women were not witches. They were the pillars of healing and nurturing for their communities. These female healers, with their spirited nature, strong connection to community, and protection of the common folk, became too popular, getting in the way of the great religious transformation. I prefer to call it the great hijacking of the spirit, of the female spirit. This so-called great transformation was nothing more than a power play of manipulation and degradation of the female population to make more room for the male ego. An example of this is, it wasn't until July 2nd of 1928 that women could even vote. And it wasn't until 1975 that a woman could open up a bank account in her own name, and a single woman still could not at this time. These man-made suppressive rules created a great cultural shift that the world has not yet recovered from. This is what happens when you break trust. And understand something, the only currency today that I believe in is trust, and trust needs to be earned. Understand something, this period in time broke the bond between the masculine and the feminine, and this bond is still broken today. This period caused the feminine and masculine energy to no longer be intertwined and harmonious with each other. Trust was broken. Manhood now stood for strength, power, and virility. Femininity was now redefined as beautiful, compliant, and sexually pursued. Our culture has taught us that if you want to be powerful, you must think like a man. Women must speak up. They must no longer shut up if we intend the world to grow up and heal from this imbalance. Women must turn their back on man-made rules and return to nature's law if we wish to have a healthy, balanced future. Women are the canary in the coal mine. As our external environment becomes more chaotic and toxic, more symptoms will arise within women, which the medical system conveniently labels as diseases. And seeing that the medical system is the delivery system for Big Pharma, every new ill gets a new pill until surgery becomes the cure. Profit before humanity will drive us to extinction. 5,000 years of this mentality has put a heavy toll emotionally and physically on humanity, as we see in all systems and sectors in what the majority blindly call civilization. There is nothing civilized about this society today. Absolutely. Almost nothing. This contamination of profit before people is found in all systems, but it is most prevalent in the medical system. This is evident when we look at how female medical health professionals and their female patients are not treated with respect, but rather mistreated, disrespected. Even to this day, female physicians continue to face a myriad of challenges in medicine from this manhandling indoctrination, ranging from implicit bias to gaps in payment and promotion to sexual harassment. So it's not surprising, though it's still appalling, that this continues today, even though equal numbers of men and women now graduate from medical school. Only a small fraction of female physicians become medical leaders. Currently, in the United States, only 3% of healthcare CEOs are women. 6% are department chairs. 9% are division chiefs. And 3% are serving as chief medical officers. Unless we come from a truthful and factual foundation of how the female body really works and what it really needs to be vibrantly healthy, this piggy bank mentality we call healthcare will become our greatest health crisis today, if it isn't already. Listen, the fact is, the medical system is the leading cause of death in North America. How can we support such a system and then blindly call it healthcare? It's sick care. Before we talk about all the unnecessary complications and surgeries that we set women up for to keep Big Pharma and the medical industry thriving, let's discuss what disease really is on a physical and emotional level. Let's first discuss health on the emotional level, because that's where everything starts and ends. What if we made women feel like they could never be enough, do enough, or be smart enough to look after themselves or their families? Oh, wait a minute. I think we have, haven't we? They have been made to feel responsible for the health and the well-being of all those in their family, and then suffer for anyone and everyone when they're sick, because that's the program. Most women, no matter how hard they try, do not understand what real health looks like, feels like, or tastes like. But this is not any fault of their own, because we have all been given a health manual of deception sprinkled with threads of truth to navigate our family's daily health. But women certainly know what guilt looks like and feels like. For no matter how they pour their hearts into their families, good health always seems to be just out of their reach. Whatever happened to self-healing? Whatever happened to self-love? What if women were given a health manual based on BS to look after their body? Yeah, BS, otherwise dysfunctional belief systems. Big Pharma has made it their business to manipulate the female body for big profit since the 1900s. Why don't you read Medical Mafia in the Doc of Detox library and then tell me I'm wrong? Look, if we look at the majority of women, the diseases they have, and the surgeries they get, then you quickly grow to realize they have not just been manipulated, but sold off by the pound. So, this health manual that almost every woman uses for their health and their family's health is contaminated with dysfunctional BS, and everything it touches becomes compromised and corrupted. Understand, you are the light that the world is searching for. You are the light for humankind. 3, 2, 1. Unleash your feminine power.